We had matching rings, matching mansions, but the moment her best friend touched my wrist, I forgot who I'd promised forever to. They said we were the perfect power couple, Charlotte and I, both millionaires, both fiercely independent, both the kind of women people whispered about when we entered a room. Her in black silk, me in blood red velvet, and when we married in a private vineyard just outside Bath, the tabloids called it the most beautiful union of power and passion. And maybe it was, because for the first year we lit fires in every room we walked into, made love on Italian marble countertops, whispered business plans into each other's necks between kisses, and signed multi-million-pound property deals over champagne breakfasts in bed. And I genuinely thought I'd found it, not just love, but admiration, safety, and someone who matched me shot for shot in both affection and ambition. But then came Naomi, Charlotte's best friend since Oxford, who arrived one Friday in a black Rolls Royce and a dress that looked like temptation stitched from moonlight. And the moment she stepped out of the car, I felt something in my chest shift, not lust. Not quite, but a question, a pull, like gravity bending toward another body. And she smiled at me like she already knew the answer. And when Charlotte introduced us, her fingers grazed mine just a little too long. Her lips curled into something too soft to be friendly, and from that first weekend, she stayed with us in our country estate. The air between us was electric charged glances across breakfast, fingers brushing as we passed wine, giggles in the kitchen that turned too quiet. When Charlotte walked in, and every time I kissed my wife, I saw Naomi in the corner of my mind, watching, knowing, waiting, and I hated myself for it, truly, because Charlotte was loyal, brilliant, tender in her own precise way. But she didn't look at me like Naomi did, like I was already undressed and worshipped in her eyes before a single word had passed, and the night it all shattered was the night of our anniversary party. When Naomi wore emerald green, the color Charlotte knew I couldn't resist, and cornered me in the garden under the lantern trees, holding a glass of rose, and whispering, "Do you ever wonder if you married the wrong millionaire?" And I laughed, breathless, but didn't answer, not with words. And when her lips touched mine, slow and certain, it didn't feel like betrayal. It felt like destiny catching up with a lie, and I pulled away just in time to see Charlotte, watching us from the balcony, her face unreadable, the wind lifting her hair like a slow-motion heartbreak. And I expected screams, divorce, chaos, but what came instead was a letter the next morning on my vanity, written in her perfect calligraphy. "If you love her fully. But if you love me too, then don't make me choose. I won't fight her, I'll invite her." I stared at it for hours, confused, torn, trembling, because this was no ordinary marriage. We were women of legacy, reputation, empire, and now my heart belonged to two women who both loved me in different languages, one in power, one in poetry. And what followed was the strangest, most passionate chapter of my life, where we stopped hiding, and Charlotte took Naomi's hand over brunch and said, "You've loved her too, haven't you?" And Naomi said, "I tried not to." And then we kissed, all three of us, not in sin, but in surrender to the truth, to the fire that wouldn't die. And now, years later, they're both still mine. Charlotte, with her calculated kisses and late-night finance calls. Naomi, with her morning dances in silk and wild laughter over spilled wine. And I, the woman who dared to marry a millionaire and fall for another, live in a mansion where love is not a triangle, but a perfect circle sealed with 3 rings and one very locked bedroom door.